AVSI Foundation is an international non-for-profit founded in Italy in 1972. Its mission is to promote the dignity of the person through development cooperation activities with special attention to education. It's been present in Uganda, first supporting hospitals and agriculture projects in Gulu and Kidgum districts, and later expanding around 1990 to establish present-day headquarters in Kampala and offices in Padere, Gulu, and Kidgum, and project activities in 35 other districts. AVSI staff have remained through the long periods of instability in northern Uganda caused by both the anti-government rebellions led by the Lord's Resistance Army and by conflicts across northern border in Sudan, which caused displacement in both countries. John Makoha is the country representative and talks founder of AVSI with some of the core values it's got.
Education is at the core of the project of AVSI. AVSI as an organization here in Uganda, we have a very wide portfolio. And this wide portfolio happens because the initiation of our projects starts from the reality in which we work.
AVSI has supported 15,000 vulnerable children in their education.
That are nursery, primary, secondary and vocational. Few children now grown up, they are in the university, and in any case the majority they are concentrated in primary and secondary evenly.
According to the human resource manager, he points out that some of the core agenda of AVSI is education.
For us, educating is just not sending staff to do courses or training and so on.
He also emphasizes how this has improved the lives of many people and it has changed them.
Have a deliberately designed staff development and a training policy.
Because of the human resource that the company has got, AVSI treasures its workers and has seen them progress.
Because when you're a servant, you get the true reality of yourself. And when you are approaching or encountering any reality, you will know that that reality is given to you to serve.
AVSI started venturing out to the outside part of Uganda's capital of Kampala. One of its core values was to set up and work with organizations such as Meeting Point in the different regions, one in Hoima. We met with one Asimwe who is now a secondary teacher and was supported by AVSI all his life and secondary education that has made him who he is now.
Actually, I am what I am now because of AVSI, simply because I have a job. Because if I was not educated, I would not get this job.
In Liru district is another area that the impact of AVSI has been felt and the people have embraced it. One such place is a team primary school which has now taken up the parent-teacher initiative.
And so we worked with the school at the beginning, instituted a child parent-teacher committee, did engage the children in a number of activities that make them excited about going to school.
We divided the pupils into groups of 25, and those teachers would counsel them, would talk to them, would educate them.
One of the powerful impacts that AVSI has created and guided is with the women group that was vulnerable, and these were women living with HIV and AIDS. Free, I'm now free. AVSI believes that every person has a dignity and value regardless of their vulnerability, partnering with Meeting Point International in Kampala. AVSI supports 2,000 women infected with HIV and AIDS.
Everyone who supports us, we don't want only support, we want that everyone, every human being, especially the friends that come here, that come to meet us, that support us, we love that they discover their value and their dignity. We look at them as our friends because they have the same value, the same dignity.
The fellow women also welcomed me. We joined in making beads, the dances around. So I felt really so happy, and I joined a new family in Meeting Point International. So now I feel I'm just very happy. I'm healthy. The symptoms which I had are no longer there. I continue with the treatment.
The breakthrough came when they started making their beads for a living, and through AVSI, they managed to sell the beads in Europe. This later resulted into the school that stands strong.
It was started because more than 2,000 women, HIV positive, wanted a place where they could send their own daughters and sons in order to discover their own value.
With over 500 students, the women groups are grateful to AVSI, as they can now say that this has given them a new meaning of life and encouraged them to move on. In Hoima, there exists one of the first meeting points in Uganda, and it's here that we meet one Veronica, who is living with HIV, and tells of her sad story, how she was rejected, and it's only through AVSI that she got her breakthrough.
We used to meet doctors, then receive food from Italian Embassy, Italian Cooperation AIDS Project. But we realized time was very limited to us, because in the moment we realized even we had other issues related to HIV. Then this is whereby a group of doctors and their wives who were coming from Italy and as volunteers agreed with us to identify a day where we can meet and discuss and share what we are facing in our community.
And for her, this was the beginning of her journey as she embarked on taking care of abandoned children. Dr. Ruyonga Joseph, the district health officer of Hoima, stresses that AVSI is one of the major non-government organizations that its impact has been felt in the district.
So AVSI was supporting some staff through the local government. They are being supervised by the department or the district local government. So their funding was being channeled through the local government.
Some of the clinical officers in the district testify of this fact.
We are now able to do without them, but the knowledge is with us and they help us in programming to do our job a little bit better.
They respond to the priority needs of the district health office, and they collaborate with us to help us address our priority needs.
Still in health, there is this one lady, Pasca, in Kidgum, who has become an HIV teacher and teaches people how to get rid of stigma. St. Joseph Hospital in Kidgum is one of the most visited hospitals in the region, here with most of the people going for treatment and checkups. Dr. Pamela Tim, a gynecologist at the hospital, talks of how AVSI has changed the community.
AVSI, being the principal partner, has done a lot for this institution. They have come in to help support infrastructure within the facility, both for staff and for patients, where we've seen them make extension of wards. We've seen extension of the surgical ward to create even private rooms to help us generate extra income.
Dr. John, currently working with maternal and child health, talks of his work with AVSI.
In the community is quite so wonderful. The family support groups, the mother support groups, the VHs are part of the community, and this is the health center one. They are already educated, they are able to create local initiatives like cooking demonstrations, which are the foods locally found in the community.
During this time when AVSI had just started in the region, there was the Lord's Resistance Army that was ravaging the place. More than 1,200 people were affected by landmines during 22 years of conflict in northern Uganda. Since 2008, AVSI has been supporting 300 war victims with artificial limbs and rehabilitation annually. Davis, a principal orthopedic technologist, stresses that the workshop is a dream come true.
So AVSI came in 1998 and started this workshop to give people hope where there was no hope. They brought materials, they brought machines in the workshop. They had to employ workers, bring patients. They get appliances, feed them, and take them back.
In the suburbs of Gulu town lives one Okello Stephen, who is a victim of landmines, together with his family. Life wouldn't have been better if it wasn't because of AVSI. When he was hit by the landmines in the early 2000s, Stephen almost lost hope and never thought that he would recover and be able to walk again.
AVSI have given me a hook instead of giving me a fish. So I'm now on my own. I can do my thing. I'm also sending my children to school.
We also involve those who are already rehabilitated in the community to help us communicate with those who are yet on the path of healing.
Other organizations such as Gulu Disabled Persons Union point out that one of the factors that has boosted their stay and existence is because of partnering with other organizations. One such organization is AVSI.
AVSI should celebrate his orthopedic workshop in Gulu. They have supported, and that was a direct support for people with disability.
Meeting Point Kitgum is another area that has brought the region and ironed out the health issues in the district, especially through the HIV scourge. Kechi Opoha, who is one of the coordinators of Meeting Point, talks of how AVSI, through Meeting Point, has solved a lot in terms of health.
At least most couples go to antenatal together to check, to know their status. People are happy because they can do something on their own, and they're proud of it because you need to do things. You feel you are valued, somebody is respecting your freedom, and they honor what you do.
AVSI has gone further in improving the lives of the HIV women who have come out publicly.
Family mamega, kerebot mamana, chake we magal pia inai magal pia bungwen nono.
And through financial literacy, some have now managed to create for themselves businesses.
Here is a project that proposes education as a way of getting you out of your vulnerability. And
very dull. Kichaka boli chop, majone go mene wa, konya wa kombede, ongeyo be kerme titkichene, ken ke fonyo wa bene, ongeyo be kerme chat.
One of the methods that AVSI works with partners, and some of them include the African Child Trust, where they signed a memorandum of understanding.
We were able to get in touch with the private sectors outside. Some of the private sectors, East African Seeds Company, that gave seeds through AVSI, and we set up demonstration gardens for their seeds specifically. So that community members can come and see how good their seeds are.
Another method is in the agriculture sector that has managed to change a number of lives by the support of agri-skills.
Specifically about skilling youth and women to enhance their capacity in agriculture. And that's where the agri world comes and the skilling.
Bobi Polytechnic, over 280 students have been trained in agri-skills.
We have been training the students various skills, like skills of handling and treating sick animal through agri-skill for you. These learners, when they retreat to the villages, they are able to diagnose sick animal. They are able to treat some simple cases of sick animal, and they are able to actually advise the community where next if the case is complicated with respect to animal.
One of the methods that AVSI works with is in regard with the agriculture sector. The coordinator for the program Agri-Skills for You tells it all.
We target the youth in the various categories, in terms of life skills, in terms of business incubation, in terms of entrepreneurship, mind shift.
He goes on to narrate how this program has impacted on the youth program, especially from the northern part of the country.
We are trying to get them a broader vision for their lives, because there is actually money in agriculture. There is ways that they can learn agriculture and be entrepreneurs in their society.
Still in Kitgum, AVSI has also boosted up some of the farmers that have become role models in the community, such as this bee farmer.
After getting into intervention with the AVSI, I decided to stand on my own. That is why we actually came up with this company pure honey commodities.
He also attributes how AVSI has come a long way in bringing them to real business line and further introduces them to other business partners. A number of other farmers have also come out to attribute their achievements, especially with the agri-skills that has been impacted on them. Gulu district is another place in Uganda that AVSI's effect has been felt immensely, and being one of the first non-government organizations. Kelopo, the program manager and area coordinator in Gulu, notes,
we are offering education. We look at aspects of health. We look at the legal aspects, child protection aspects, and incorporate all these to make sure that we give a comprehensive service to the person.
In the eastern part of the country, a number of projects and work has been done by AVSI that has seen a lot of improvement of lives of people both socially, economically, and some of these districts include Sironko, Mbale, Jinja, Iganga, among others. In Iganga, some of the women groups have been empowered in a number of ways through AVSI that has seen them reach out to others and form saving organizations.
naye gokwayo ebyenanda muluya namala okwega ebyo naye gokwega okwayo embidi enkoko ennime y'omulembe era nga buli kyendikola ndikikola ku maani gaki ga AVSI.
But this all started with the help of some of the nuns from Immaculate Heart of Mary.
Beginning, Sister Prima only started this women group, and she helped them how to save money, how to do the agriculture.
But all these people give most of the credit to AVSI that has managed to give them financial literacy.
They saved little by little, little by little. Up to 2014, they saved 5 million.
In the Bugisu region, AVSI has gone further in impacting the lives of many, especially with families reuniting.
Ikafu ndiko nabyo kwama mu AVSI enomera no mwaka guno gutandikire ndi still near natural majesty mu AVSI.
This also happened in Busoga, where this family was dysfunctional, but through AVSI, with its family core value of bridging the family, this couple were brought back together.
Tukoleramu makaga isu tuliamu n'abaana baiswe era tuli kusomesha abaana baisu tugezi yako.
If you see, the food security will not really solve a human being's problem. Protection will not completely solve the problem. Economic strengthening won't, because a human being has several needs.
One of the methods of AVSI is by putting a person at the center. Here, a couple that had lost hope, looking at the fact that they couldn't even sustain themselves. But AVSI took up the challenge to transform the lives of these people.
Era ibona angabasai humuhako humuchendisa ali huhaka huchenda era chira imirire husima hukali huhutsa mungo muno era ishisima nabi ngasikwa programu huyeta.
We are interested in ensuring that the whole system functions, because it's the combination, the synergy that is created among different actors that will impact on the success of the initiative that we want to take.
AVSI is also involved with different actors to promote its interventions with communities.
We believe that almost 70% of Uganda households are not included in the financial system. So when this opportunity came along, we found it quite attractive because it met our two specific goals, which is, one is how do we get more and more households into the financial sector. And as a result, we've been able to fund in excess of 200 million shillings with AVSI over a 3-year project. This is a project that started in June 2013. We concluded in 2016. And the goal was a very simple one. How do we target approximately 2,000 vulnerable households? As they've shown a little bit of history, been able to show some discipline in borrowing and paying, we're thinking of how we can actually get these people more capital, get them even more training to upskill them in terms of how you run a business, how do you pool your resources together and invest in one opportunity, etc.
Other partners that have worked with AVSI is SOS, an international organization with over 65 years in existence and in over 100 countries in the world.
Is that the concept, the structure, and the program that you are running has created a huge, huge impact. We look at the child and the family as the center of our program.
AVSI is one institution that is steadily stable when it comes to funding. Their funds come in time. They do a lot of monitoring. To an extent, you feel they are always here, but that helps you to learn, and also you are cautious as you implement.
He also talks of how the collaboration has helped in improving their relationship with AVSI.
The interventions are focused at continuity. What will happen after AVSI has gone? Sustainability.
With several stories of change, AVSI continues to provide apprenticeship skills to the youth, skill women and uplift families.
Nsinga obukulu kubanga nsobola nzo essaawa zino nsobola okubeezaawo obulamu bwange netuusaako buli kimu abazadde bange tebakimpadde.
Area of Bugisu, this fairly old man with over 10 children, life at first wasn't the best for him. Looking at the number of children he had to take care of.
Khwabona lyakhwa kamagesi khwakhola chinyenyi khubyala khubona bilyo kamawondo bana befe babirambisa ni bamayi bano balosi basi.
But with the coming in of AVSI, life changed for him as he learnt basic skills of farming and now has got his own farm in his backyard.
Mwiyongere mhuwe kumusomo gundi khumagesi mwahuwa kama chiboleka nondi khubone khuri khucha mumoni.
Mwogo tumusima yono tumukolako ebikuta tuddamu tumwoza nga mubisi bwati nekimufulumya nga kimaze okumukolamu obuntu obufaanana na buli kati awo ekyuma bwe kimala okumusa tumufunamu akawunga nnamba emu keekano.
As we go ahead, it is important to remember our history, and it is important that our history defines our future. For the beneficiaries, if we did dispute things to you, I think now as we mature in 30 years of our work, we have also reached a time where you as a beneficiary are able to contribute or are able to make a contribution to helping others.
Let partners bring more, concentrate on supporting AVSI if they want to see real structural development.
Mbebaza nnyo kubanga singa tebaali bo singa siri kino kyendi era nenkubiriza n'abaana abalala be baweerera baseeyo omutima ate baagale kye bakola.
I take this occasion to congratulate you, people of AVSI, and thank God for the work you have done and achieved in any part of the world, particularly here in Uganda. May God continue to bless you. Happy celebrations of your anniversary.
AVSI thanks all the people and organizations who have made the 30 years of its presence in Uganda so fruitful and joyful. Staff, the beneficiaries, the partners, the donors, the central government, the local government, community leaders, the media to mention a few. We count on all of you for your further support.